very visual person, and because of that, unless it's like physically in front of her, like a painting or a picture, movie, etc., she cannot imagine it. So anything theater of the mind is very, very, very difficult for her.
I remember
Oh
when she
boy.
was playing the ranger with the bunny.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
struggled, but she tried.
I mean,
Welcome.
she basically just only fell asleep. That's all I remember of it.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, welcome everyone, one and all, boys and girls, guys and gals, and binary pals. There it is. That's the one.
Ah, yes.
Um, no, it's been. Oh my gosh, it has been a few weeks.
The first week I could
Agreed.
handle. The second one just was like,
I'm over here trying to figure out what
starting to
changed with
twitch.
the last level. It's
That's
like,
funny.
what happened?
I can't remember. I don't think sorcerer gets a whole lot at level 12, but I
Well, I
could be
picked up
wrong.
a feat, and oh, I see now. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
There you are.
So, yeah, so we're back at it again, guys. It's been, like I said, it's been a minute. If I'm not mistaken, everything is up to date. Or the YouTube, the uh, podcasts are all up to date. Um, it's just been, yeah, it's been a wild time. We've been, because let's see, we had last week off, and the week before that. So it's been 3 weeks since we've played.
It's been a while. My document said the last time
Well,
was August 19th.
yep, that'd have been 3 weeks ago.
For anybody who cares, it's also football season.
Yes, yes, we know,
Whoa.
blind.
But
We know that
we're all
you'll be
If you're
nerds
watching
watching.
D&D,
here.
that means you're probably a nerd and don't care.
Exactly.
I am a nerd and I love football, so
You can
Yeah, no,
like
this is the
both.
guy who was DM while watching the football game.
yeah.
Oh no.
You know,
Um,
I looked at out where they were playing, and literally behind the DM screen, he had his phone propped up watching the game.
sounds like multitasking to me. Blind, are you
No,
good to
problem
Jaeger
was-
Asta again?
Boys.
Oh God,
Perfect.
here we go.
Sorry, everyone. Our Archer will not be joining us tonight due to having out of town company, and doesn't want to make them feel like they drove 8 hours to be ignored for them to play a silly game, which is fair. I don't call it silly, but that was choice of phrasing. So
I have a question for the DM, something that's been bugging me for a long time.
sure.
So I got my Beyond 20. Yeah,
Mhm.
D&D Beyond. Sorry, my Beyond has been saying for the longest time that I have disadvantage on strength and dexterity, pretty much anything, because I'm not wearing proficient armor. It's the Pride Silk. Why is it considered light armor if it also says if you aren't wearing armor, your base armor class is blah 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 blah? Why is Pride Silk considered armor? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because technically, it's classified as an item underneath armor. Because you can't give the item clothing a stat block without
Watch me.
I'm just informing you of how they're programming an algorithm. That's the reason why.
That's cool. I'm gonna go homebrew that shit.
Basically, just ignore that.
Yeah, I've been. It's just it gets a little. It just bothers me.
Is it because sorcerers don't have any kind of proficiency in anything? Like,
I have no armor proficiencies at all. I mean, I could take a feat for that one of these days, but there's really no point.
yeah, I never. Yeah. Anyway, recap.
That's my one
Any
complaint.
volunteers?
Go to the guy with the notes.
And I need inspiration.
Okay.
So why not? So let me scroll up. How many pages was? Okay, there we go. So we had last session we had just finished up with blessing the Temple of On and taking a long rest because our cleric who did the blessing was extremely exhausted as a result. We cleansed it of all the necrotic energy in the air, as well as all the undead creatures around it, and it's going to take some time for it to completely dissolve, I suppose. But then we headed back to on Sanctuary. Sorry, I got distracted by my cat. He's chasing something.
Meow.
It is raining now, and no, it is not. Um,
I just
so
testing sound. Shh.
we headed back to on Sanctuary to report our findings. Prior to that, Denock wanted to ask our boon of knowledge. What happened to? Wait. I might be getting ahead of myself.
No, I think the order is correct.
Oh yeah. He said I wanted to know what happened with the necromancer and the bone claw we were fighting in the temple. Where did they go? What happened? And essentially, he was shown a large, pale hand with these massive claws reached forward, grabs them, which shattered the banishment spell from them, and it just pulled them away. That's good to know. So in about a week's time, when it's recharged, the next question is going to be, what was that giant hand? Then we went to On's domain. We found Cardin's herd had arrived there at the sanctuary, and they were, I believe, in the middle of dinner time, something like that. We did some catching up and went to go speak to On as a group. For about 10 minutes, we talked to him about what was going on, and Denock told him about the boon of knowledge, and On was like, "Oh, let me see that." And he took it and looked at it and said that it is a gift from the goddess of knowledge, Scientia. There are apparently a small number of boons across the lands of Mundus that have been scattered. Very few are actually around today. And then he went and created a boon for us himself, the second boon of On. Denock also asked about a fragment of the spell, Reality Break, and Okay, so On wants Denock to establish a temple of On in his homeland of Hofkeen. It doesn't really have to do anything or run it, or he just has to provide the money and resources. I got a spell from On, Wither and Bloom, that I've been looking for a little while, and then about the time we left our little chat with On, a wave of energy washed over us as we reached level 12. Valinar now has the ability to disguise himself at will, like Katya does. And yeah, sort of. We were trying to figure out, we need to be able to get back to our flying fortress, the Laputa. We have to get across the ocean to get there, and so far we haven't had much success in figuring out a way. We thought about, how about using polymorph and flying, but that's a lot of math and it's a long flight, so not overly likely. I was the one who ended up with On's boon, and I ended up giving it up to Denock, so he's currently holding both of them for now. And last thing we did was we told Carton's tribe goodbye. Denock emptied a good portion of his bag of holding full of weapons and armor and whatnot to arm them. Yeah, because we needed more room. And then we started heading back towards Xander's mountain, his hideout in the Bone Guard Mountains. because it's time to pick up Valinar's Orb of Scrying. We're 1 day into our travel.
Yeah, and I don't think
Also-
it's.
Rained, so
Oh,
There was a lot of roleplay that went on last session.
Mhm.
yeah, lots of that.
And if I'm taking too many breaks trying to describe it, it's simply because I'm partially distracted, but also I'm reading my notes as I'm going through here. I'm like, okay, where are the important points? It's 3 pages worth.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I said, there was a lot of roleplay last session.
Yeah, and not quite sure if it's exactly time. Valinar, do you have the script, or not the script, the note of how many days you have left on working on that scroll?
I have 9 days left. I'm on 12 out of 21.
Okay. So you guys will return to the mountain before everything is finished, but
Oh, well, I guess we're gonna have to leave Valinar behind then.
that is a party choice that you guys can make.
That is a bad idea.
After you guys arrive.
You guys
So-
don't need a healer, right?
Right. What's the worst that could happen?
It's not like I brought 2 of you back
That's
from the dead or anything.
Cut to Katya laying on the ground, broken, bleeding, dying. Healer!
So, as you guys rest, it is not a
my inspiration.
you have.
Thank you.
As you guys
I'm going to need
rest-
it.
Yep. As you guys rest, and it is not a comfortable rest, hence the level of exhaustion for everybody. But you do sleep
Right.
enough to recover hit points, spell slots, abilities, etc. But that level of exhaustion will remain. However, as the sun begins to rise and the smell of wet grass and mud begins to permeate the air, it is a dry, kind of warm morning as you guys rouse from your slumber, and the day is yours.
Well, that was unpleasant.
I miss having a warm bed. Or at least an inn to stop in. We've got to get off this surface sometime soon.
Couldn't
At the
figure out
very
how.
least. At the very least, find Lappy.
Could you say that again, Rom?
Or at least get Lapita back again.
Sorry, you cut out like on your last word there. I heard la.
La! You're welcome.
Huh.
No, it was that might have been on my end. I don't know. Anyway,
It kind of sounded weird. It's all good. Nothing more to do but pack up and continue on our way for now. Maybe Xander will have some way of transporting us to the Lapita. We can only hope, right?
We asked last time we were there.
You're gonna have to remind me what he said, because I could flip through all my notes here and I might have missed it. I was distracted by other things, you know.
Pretty sure he said not very likely.
Hmm. Considering our luck, I would venture a guess that that's probably accurate.
if I recall correctly, because Deanoch would, he said that he would not be able to do that because he has not been to that area. or it was because he is not aware of any teleportation circles in that area, and that was kind of the only means that he would have of getting you there. I believe, if I remember correctly, you'll have to forgive me. It's been a little while, and my notes are
Especially
not.
since we did that session.
Yeah, and yeah. So that is what I believe he said, because he is a powerful wizard, but he does not he is not an expert in teleportation magics. His focus is more in the other realms, I guess I should say. You're not exactly sure what his specialty is. He seems to dabble in a little bit of everything, but from what you guys have witnessed anyway. So, sorry, that's me kind of trying to help with the individual with keen mind who has the memory of a turtle.
But the player has the memory of a dead gnat.
I was going with a turtle, but okay.
I mean, I can say something and forget what I'm saying as I say it.
Yeah, turtles are not very smart.
Anyway, guys, it's morning. What do you want to do?
Wake up!
Oh no!
Put
not
on a little bit of
again.
makeup.
Wake up.
Wait,
Keys up on the table.
Wait, do I even have the materials to put on makeup? Probably not. But
After
that doesn't matter because disguise with alter self, I can boop makeup.
with the duration that you guys have been playing this game over the last 2 years, roughly 2.5 years, and the duration that has passed in game, no, you were definitely out of makeup material. But you are correct. Disguise self or alter self.
I'm going to look pretty today.
Yeah. Also, the closest thing I could find to a regular turtle is the giant snapping turtle, the CR3 creature, and it has an intelligence of 2.
Wow.
Not a +2, not a -2, a 2. which translates to a -4.
No wonder Franklin was always in school.
Wait, what about turtles, the race?
They get
That's another matter.
they get a +1 to wisdom and a +2 to strength or con. I think I can't remember exactly, but well, actually, all of that's irrelevant anymore because of Tasha's. And with the new system of D&D coming out, they're completely doing away with static +2s and +1s. It's basically pick a stat, put a +2 in it, or pick 2 stats, put a +2 in one and a +1 in the other, or pick 3 stats and put a +1 in each of those.
Oh, like a Neverwinter.
What?
Then
Something
what's
like that.
the point of race?
Cosmetic? I don't know. Anyway,
I was gonna say other abilities.
Yeah, they do have other abilities.
that's
It's not
true.
just the scores. Yeah.
It's true. I really hope they fix the turtle age thing, however. Or the turtle, I guess I should say. Because
Yeah, because
turtles live on. Oh, it looks like they did. Typical lifespan of a day. About a century, assuming the character did violent hit. Wow, what a cop out. No, I'm literally reading the lifespan of a turtle, and it says the typical lifespan of a player character in D&D multiverse is about a century, assuming the character doesn't meet a violent end on an adventure. Members of some races such as dwarves and elves, can live for centuries. If typical members of a race can live longer than a century, that fact is mentioned in the race's description. That's not what it used to say under turtles. Turtles used to only live for like 50 years.
That's not right.
Yeah, considering like young turtles are considered to be like, what was Crush, 150?
Gosh.
Anyway.
But of course, that was Crush.
Yeah, man.
So, sorry guys. We got really distracted there.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole.
We're a bunch of lunatics playing D&D. When we get distracted by something, we get proper distracted.
Yeah, we just got lost in the sand like a baby sea turtle.
We
Anyway,
had a segue from a segue.
so you guys were so Carter
Whatever
woke
happened
up.
to Segways?
They got replaced. They got replaced by those sun-powered scooters that you see all over large cities and things like that now.
They have solar-powered scooters? I mean, I
Yeah.
shouldn't be surprised. I've just never seen one.
Bro, you live close to Houston. How have you never seen one? Actually, how have you never seen one?
Yeah, exactly. I've never seen one. People out here like their big trucks, you know?
Oh, that's compensating. Okay, you know what? Next time I'm in downtown, I'll take a picture of one and send it to you. But anyway,
That's
yeah, Carden, you woke up. What do you do?
I stretch.
Yeah.
Garden really doesn't have. He
Morning
does
routine?
his normal morning routine of he gets ready and eats breakfast and
Okay. Do not
feeds
forget
the
to
rock.
yeah. Don't forget to mark off rations for Rock because he is a growing boy and needs his proper nourishment.
He needs his vittles.
How much does he eat a day, if you want to remind us?
I believe it's 5 rations a day at the moment.
yep.
Balinar's like, bam! Look at this, good berry. Now you've been fed all of your meals all at once.
I don't believe anybody has Goodberry. And if they do,
I could be wrong.
And if they do, they've never used it.
What Valinar has is produce food and water, if I'm correct.
Yes.
I have create food and water, yeah.
Close enough.
No.
There's
It's a third level
distinct
spell.
There's a distinct difference between good berry and create food and water.
Oh, that's right. I think Asta and Carden were doing hunting throughout the day so that we would have those rations available.
Correct,
Yeah.
but yesterday they would not have been able to hunt due to the weather. So you guys, because if I remember correctly, due to Carden's Outlander background and him being in his home territory, he could find enough rations for the lot of you guys. But I think like it was a number where you guys basically were able to sustain yourselves, including Rock. But because you would not be able to hunt yesterday, you guys would not have those additional resources, and you would have to use the resources that you have on you. Now, this day, you could hunt and do the Outlander stuff.
Depending on our roll.
Hmm?
Depending on what
Oh.
we roll.
That's true.
Just something Outlander has, but
Well, he's referring to like combat. If you guys find a encounter or something like that, because the way that I run Outlander, it is something that you do during the day of travel. It is not something you just do all at one time. It's throughout the day, and because this is breakfast, y'all don't have done nothing. So
Yep.
yeah. Anyway.
And all of a sudden, I'm just remembering conversation we had with, I think it was Carden's mother about Rock. And having started feeding him human flesh,
Yeah,
and
don't
all of
do
us
that.
stopping and turning and looking at him, and he's just like,
Yeah, I do. I remember that. I was keeping track. If you guys get, I mean, if you guys want to feed him raw meat, go for it. Well, human flesh specifically, but
Let's not. I don't want to be. I want to be
bruh.
a snack, but I don't want to be a snack.
alrighty. So, I'm assuming everybody has documented their rations and somebody has fed the puppers. And with that, because this is a path you guys have traveled before, I do not need anybody to make a survival check. However, I would like for somebody to roll a d12 for me.
Where did I put my damn rations?
I'll do it.
12.
Go for it.
There they are.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Oh,
I did it right before you did.
And it's on the opposite sides, 9 or 6.
that's funny.
Nice.
The 6 is just the upside down 9,
How do you know the 9 isn't just the upside down 6?
because then we'd be in an infinite paracausal loop.
The 6 comes before 9.
No. Well, I suppose 6 will be the survivor because 7, 8, 9.
True. Anyway,
We are chaos gremlins today.
okay, so we have we have 6, 9.
Nice.
Fuck. All right.
Not just fuck, mutual.
Oh my god.
All right.
I cannot focus on D&D tonight.
It's all right.
What's focusing?
What's focusing? Hobbit.
Neat.
Okay, what does that mean for us?
For right now, nothing, Dinoc. Okay. So, you guys enjoy a nice day of travel. The weather is pleasant, no longer rainy. However, it is a little
Humid.
and the mud is thick with like 3 C's.
Ew.
Fortunately,
Squish. Oh, there goes my leg.
fortunately, you guys are all wearing proper attire, and have carded.
I feel like the mud would slow us down just a little bit.
I mean, it does, but because you're also traveling with Cardin and a ranger, you guys are able to, at times, find areas of ground that are going to be a little bit more firm and are able to travel at a quicker pace. You would imagine, because I believe, excuse me, brain don't fail me now, I believe in an 8-hour day of travel, you can travel up to like 24 miles. Dinoc, you would have an idea that you would have traveled roughly 23-ish, give or take, after an 8-hour day of travel has passed. So while you were slowed down a little bit, not enough to cry about. But with that, first day of travel, or I guess in this case the second day of travel, has been completed. And you guys can kind of see the mountain kind of rising off over the distance as the sun begins to set, and the evening and the night begins to take over.
Now we sit down for sleep.
Wait,
So
you're already trying to go to bed?
Don't you hear the crickets? The sun's gone. The sun is down. It is dark.
Yeah,
It is crickety.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
evening
unless you-
hours. So.
Unless you think we can travel for another couple of hours.
No, we
No.
should probably sleep.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely no sleep, or absolutely no more
No
travel.
traveling.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Valinar, you were gonna say something?
yes, Valinor had a stray thought when thinking about how to get back up to the islands,
Okay,
but he wants to check something first.
sure.
He's gonna cast Sending, and he's gonna first try Shia. And he's gonna ask, how are things going up there? Is Plummet still trying to find me? And do you know what my Dale's disposition is towards me?
Hold on, there was a few proper names in there, and I gotta figure out who is who.
Palama the bitch
Yeah, I remember her. That was easy.
and my Dale.
My name.
I think I put the correct name there. Hang on. No, I'm gonna look up and check because I think I have it.
I think a lot of this is just me getting to my Valinar notes section of things, and all right. What was the other name?
My Dale.
Oh shit. Okay. Look, I'm doing things here. I'm also wanting to. Okay. There was one other name there. The person you're casting sending to. Who is this?
Shia, the friend that is not missing.
She. Why do I not have her? Where is her name in this chaos of letters?
Sounds like she is missing.
Oh God.
Nah. Well, she's hiding among
Well,
my.
her
my
name's also
letters.
spelled XIA, so
All right.
if that helps.
That. Yeah.
I mean, Control F.
That sounds like how I control my life.
I control my life with a proper game called Whackfuck.
Oh.
Yeah. Want to know how it's played? It
Yeah,
goes like this.
you-
Fuck!
and I just thought it was like a reversed Futterwacken.
No, it's literally whack fuck.
Yeah, I don't know why that name is not appearing in the
I've heard
notes.
it mentioned before.
I know, and I know we've talked to her before. I just don't know why she's not appearing in my notes, because I was going to highlight the name so I could find it easier the next time I have to come to this fucking document. Okay.
Missing
Over
being
these
on my
complicated
island.
people.
Leave it to Vert to come up with complicated names.
No, it's not complicated. It's just that for whatever reason, in the document that I used, I have kind of reworking stuff a little bit. She
Actually,
did not appear.
If we get technical, I don't think, other than Katya, I don't think I've created a character yet that Rip has been able to pronounce.
True.
Anyway, okay, so you have 25 words. What you're asking about if Palama is still after your ass, and if Madial.
What I read to you was 23 words.
Okay.
So I typed it all out first.
Madial. You're asking if what his disposition is towards you?
Yes. So I'm wanting to know if Plum is still after me and how my Dale feels about me, if he thinks I actually am a bad guy or if I'm misunderstood or what.
You're
That
not a
makes
bad
sense.
guy. You're a bad woman.
Okay. Hold on, I have to
Valor
roll
transforms
something
into a
now.
woman.
I have to roll something now, and this is purely to find out whether or not your friend has access to this particular, we'll say, individual. Well, that's really high. Okay.
All right.
Sure, because that makes sense. Okay. Would you cast this in the evening, or would you cast this kind of earlier in the day?
I would cast it more in the evening, like before we go to bed.
Okay. You would get a response after a little while, not like immediate, but you would imagine that whatever she was doing at this point in time whenever you messaged her, she did not feel as though she could speak freely, but was able to step away and reply to your message. And she replies with, "Yes, of course she is still trying to kill you. You're, in her words, a heretic of the land.
That's
What? Why do you... I'm sorry. Why are you concerned with the sky whale's disposition for you?" That's kind of her response.
It's plain. It's sky whale.
Oh, this is going to be so interesting when we get to your island.
You see that, guys? I shocked him into silence.
I was typing out a response. Not that I really needed to. I knew it was shorter than 25 words.
No, I meant the rest of the party, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Huh? I missed something.
I said something, apparently.
You did, but it was very, very quiet, and you were the only one.
Valinar's going to send back a message saying, I was wondering about getting a lift.
Okay.
Oh my. Oh wait. I think I might be out of context.
So do we have like a Lyft driver or?
Oh my god. Let me. Okay. So you're planning to return here? That's a bad idea. However, I can't say that it's... I don't know. I can try to find out. Give me time. Yeah, I believe that's roughly 25, so that's what I'm gonna call it, just because I didn't type it out, so...
Seems like, yeah, close enough.
Exactly. So.
This must mean Valinar has technology that we didn't know he had.
Sure.
Okay, and then I'm going to use one last sending just to clarify something with her.
Okay.
And it's just okay, but not necessarily back to that island. Maybe one of the others. And that's it.
You hear back almost yelling, "There are other islands?"
Oh, yeah, I didn't tell her about that, did I?
Other islands? What are you talking about, you crazy man? You really are a blasphemer.
Because of the number of question marks and exclamation points that would be in that question, I'm going to count that as a word. It'd be along the lines of it'd be along the lines from there of like, how do you, when did you? I don't even want to know.
Yes.
Give me 24 hours.
And
That's not. I
Utterly
was counting, but yeah.
gobsmacked.
what about 24 hours? Sorry.
Oh, it was the last part of the message. She had a few more words. Not that she really knows that, but actually she would, because I think you've told her. But basically, she was like, "Give me 24 hours," which you would know is like, "Give me 24 hours. Let me find out what I can find out in that time. Contact me again then." That's what you would, gain the knowledge of, considering you're 99.99999% sure she does not have a way of contacting you.
Yeah.
I'll ask again in 24 hours.
Valinar's gonna, after that, he's gonna look over at Enoch and just kind of go, let me know when 24 hours has passed. I'm going to bed.
From now?
Yeah, I'd have just gotten us a ride.
Wait, what?
Then he goes to bed.
I feel like. Oh, you're an ass. I feel like at the end of that sentence, there's just this mental image of Denoch, or there's this image of Denoch, and we zoom in on his brain. And there's just a little tiny cartoon dragon man of Denoch inside his brain, also gobsmacked, jaw a hinge, pulls out a stopwatch and just goes click.
No, yeah. That works.
Wow.
Rip, can you contact Ginger and get him to get us a picture of that?
He might be in chat. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say contact Ginger and somehow John's gonna come riding down on like a Pegasus. I'm back.
Oh, if only.
Yeah.
Man, that would be so convenient.
I mean, he is an artist. We are welcome. Everyone is welcome to hire him. What was this?
He is a fantastic artist at that.
Yeah, he did our
Yeah,
banner. Oh my god, we're getting sidetracked again, but this is a good sidetrack. Yeah,
It's called endorsement.
Yeah, he's awesome. If you guys ever feel like you need some especially like cute art or emotes, he loves doing Twitch emotes. He's a great artist for that. He doesn't he rarely opens for commission, so if you guys do happen to catch him for commission, that's awesome. But yeah, good person, love his art. He does, like I said, he did our banner that you can see on the Twitch or on the Twitch account, the background on my profile, which or on my and he did my icon image, the image for my Twitch account. He did that, for example, and I don't remember if I have anything else that I'm currently using of his, but yeah. So, I think his Twitch handle or I think you can find him on Twitter at Patrick Star or something like that. God, it's been so long. I don't remember.
Ginger Ale Star, probably.
Ginger Ale Star might be it. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've had to plug him. So yeah, find him on Twitter. I'll try and post a link in chat tonight before we end. So, but yeah, so Denoch, Valinar ignores you, rolls over, and goes to sleep.
We've been struck, and you just. At that, Denoch just kind of hangs his head and is just like, why?
And then passes out.
Yeah, pretty much. Ugh.
Yeah. So you guys are not setting up watches?
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, do we even establish a watch? I mean, I'm already asleep, so.
At this point, Valinar gets up and goes, time for my watch.
I'll take six.
Oh my word.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so who wants to take a watch?
I'll be second.
Alright. There is his Twitter. I'm putting it a couple times in chat.
Yeah.
Like I said, I found it.
Ginger Ale Star.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a good bean.
Austin can take a watch too.
Good. All right. So those of you who want to take a watch,
And
oh, 10? Okay.
that's
Dude.
pretty low for me.
Yeah.
19. Why are my dice not rolling?
Okay.
They're rolled. On my screen,
Ooh,
please.
Oh,
31.
didn't show on my screen.
And then Asta 6.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Actually. Ooh, okay. 6. Okay. Let's see here. Ah, damn. Okay. That's 3. Do you guys only want to do 3 watches?
Asta can wake Enoch up for the 4th.
Okay.
Recall though.
Go ahead and make another perception check then. Or make a perception check then, Denock.
$13.
Okay. The night seems to pass uneventful.
Hey.
And morning comes.
Yay, no more exhaustion.
Yep.
Yay.
Your guys' exhaustion levels vanish. Carden, don't forget to update Asta's as well, please.
Rations?
What?
That too.
Rations?
Rations and exhaustion.
Okay.
It is morning. You guys will basically be arriving at the base of the mountain this evening. So, you still have a day's worth of travel. So, as you guys get up, eat your food. Excuse me. And feed your pet. Go ahead and we'll take. We'll have Let's see, Carden and Balinar technically roll this time. Let's have. Denock, roll a d12 for me.
Oops, that wrong one.
That's alright.
There we go.
12.
Total 12. I think that's the bad one, if I remember right.
Nope. It is a normal day of travel. As you guys.
Well, like we said before, my mind is basically like a open pipe. Information goes in and out without.
I thought you said it was the memory of a gnat.
Regardless,
Oh,
you guys have a normal.
I see the point.
You guys have a normal day of travel, and as the sun begins to dip.
Hold on, I do need to respond to that.
Yay! I got the mage hand.
Why did that not scroll? That was weird.
Yeah, no, it didn't for mine either, but that's been happening for a little bit, so I'm used
I'm going to
it.
slap this scroll box.
Anyway, yeah, you slap him with Mage Hand, reaching through the dimensions and slapping Rona rather than no.
Whoa! I just saw something come out of my computer screen. Don't do that.
As the sun begins to dip down behind the horizon, you guys arrive at the familiar stone wall with the odd triangle sticking out of the side of the wall.
Now, how do we contact him now?
Hey Xander, we're back.
Hello?
Nothing seems to happen.
Are we at the right mountain?
Where's that stone face?
Valinar, couldn't you just, I don't know, send for him?
I don't think we want to let him know we have.
How did we get his attention the last time?
We went in the front door, but there was that trap.
I
As well as the stone.
Other traps.
Stone. The what did he call it? The whole.
The ugly statue?
Yes, that.
Ah, yes. That he talked about like it was actually living at one point. It,
Hey, did that face have a name?
Not that you guys remember.
I thought it was just an extension of Xander. I mean, we could go back to the back entrance, but it would be rather dangerous.
I'm just gonna walk up to where I think the door is and just knock.
But if I remember correctly, this is a one-way slide.
You guys watch as the part of the side of the mountain that's kind of got this kind of odd angled piece of stone kind of shifts, and you guys watch as the familiar face of a stone creature appears as hello.
Okay, we're back.
Oi, I remember you. Right. 1 second. And he like goes limp and inert for a moment.
Huh, that worked.
Well,
But you-
I suppose sometimes the simple solution is the one most obvious.
The thing works like a door. And he kind of, and after a couple of moments, he kind of goes. The face kind of lights up again. The familiar yellowish glow of the eyes and the movement of the mouth kind of opens, and he goes, "Xander says to come on in. You remember the way, yes?"
Are the traps disabled?
I don't know. You want me to ask?
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, that would be a great idea.
Sure. Kind of goes a nerd again. Again, a few minutes pass.
Hey guys, you think there's an easy way to the top of the mountain through Xander's place?
Maybe.
Just a thought.
But why would we climb up the mountain? That wouldn't be easier. We could just go through this door.
I was thinking about something else.
Oh, about that pickup of yours?
Oh, I need to figure out how he feels about me before I can make any sort of request.
Also, D-Knock, about this point in time, you would know that it's getting really close to that 24-hour mark.
Within the hour?
It is within the hour, yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw out a random number. By the way, Valinar, it is about 47 minutes until that 24-hour period is up.
Okay. Oh, that should be close enough.
I was thinking more like 37, but I don't have the clock you have.
Xander says that they are active, but in the first room there is a bullseye within the bullseye? I don't know what that means, but if you hit that, it will turn off all of the traps, not just the first room.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Of course. And he opens his mouth extremely wide again, allowing you guys entry into the first room. Or
Ah,
the
what a
hallway,
gaping
basically.
cave.
I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
Yeah.
I hope we're not here long enough for me to get used to that.
Especially since I believe. Let me find the map again. Yeah, it opens up. The face itself was already kind of large, but it opens up into basically a 10-foot wide passageway that you guys are able to step into for the first couple of first few feet before it before you would know that it turns into booby trapping. So, but you guys see in the distance, those of you with dark vision anyway, the bullseye that you guys remember from previous your previous time being here, and you guys, if I remember, it's like a circle in the door that kind of has the divided line, and there's this,
Firebolt!
knob. Uh, you're just gonna attack it?
Yeah. I'm trying to hit the bullseye.
Okay.
Oh god.
You hit the bullseye.
Did it
Okay.
hit the bullseye within the bullseye though?
You don't know.
I didn't hear any noise other than the sound of the impact.
You did. You wouldn't, but Cardin and Valinar would probably hear this faint kind of sound from underneath the stone flooring, signifying the locking into place of the stone floor in front of you, as the door kind of.
I think something happened.
I'm just gonna throw a rock out to where I think the trap is before we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You throw a rock. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
I suppose we try?
Tentatively start to cross.
Okay. As you guys tentatively tiptoe forward.
Well, Deanock's going to wait.
You're gonna wait for everybody else. Okay. As we'll say, Valinar tentatively tiptoes forward. The floor in front of you, as you begin to walk towards the door, seems to hold.
Okay.
As you traverse over to the
Other side.
other side safely.
Okay, well, since Valinar was able to make it across, I'm
Well, here's
sprinting.
a question. Valinar, do you have friends on the other side?
Do I have friends on the other side?
Movie
Thinking-
quote joke.
I think he means, are there bad guys on the other side? And the answer to his question is no.
No, it was literally a quote from Princess and the Frog, Friends on the Other Side.
Oh yeah, isn't that a song from that movie? Or am I
Mhm.
imagining that? Okay. I've never actually seen that movie, so
It was pretty decent.
as a side note, before we go up, because he doesn't want to see him casting it, Vanar's going to go ahead and use sending
Okay.
to contact Shia and go, okay, it's been about 24 hours. What have you got?
Wow, that's very punctual.
Comes with
So,
traveling with a living clock.
pretty much, but
Yeah, could have used you in school. It's linked to everything.
so. My Dale, isn't particularly concerned about you. You mentioned getting a ride. He doesn't seem to be in a condition to do so.
Damn. Okay. Well, Valinar, without using sending's just gonna go, well, it was worth a shot.
Let me guess. Plan fell through.
Not in any condition to be giving rides right now.
Seems to be the story of our lives.
And you would remember and know, Valinar, just based off the stories that you were told growing up, that Mydael was a significant benefactor in allowing your particular island to complete the rise. And doing so, he sustained significant damage and has been kind of in a hibernation-esque state for most of the time that you since then. Waking occasionally to help with political matters and any other kind of massively dangerous situations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all don't
I
know
imagine
that.
I imagined a guy when you would kept talking about this Mydael.
Oh, you missed that part. He's a sky whale.
Yeah, apparently he's not a person.
No, he's not.
I mean, define person.
In the sense of D&D, I guess you could say he's a person,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a whale.
Mm.
Oh. So he's the windfish?
Something like that, yeah. The most close. I'm not gonna say. You can figure it out later. Anyway,
Okay.
you head inside. Now here's my question, because otherwise we're gonna speed run through the rooms that you have to go through, which because I rolled for it, and you guys, I swear to God, Katya, you are the luckiest.
Yes.
So you rolled a 19 to hit without looking for the bullseye within the bullseye?
I just walk in. Boop, there it is.
Uh-huh. So I rolled.
DC was 19.
Technically it was higher than that, but I rolled just for, you know, the sake of rolling. And basically you had a 10% chance of this succeeding. And I rolled exactly a 10% chance.
Oh my
damn.
word.
I'm like, you have to be fucking kidding me.
So, I guess a 10 in 100, a 1 in 10 chance of that happening, huh?
Sort of, something like that.
Yeah.
So, unless anybody wants to touch the statue of the beholder,
Nope. In fact, I have my shadow assassin physically push anyone who even takes one errant step anywhere near it.
Okay.
Somebody better tie up Cardin. Because he has gotten us into trouble with shit like that.
Okay. Then
No, I just inexplicably learn what's that spell?
Cardin wants
Bigsy's
to pull
hand?
on the tentacle.
What?
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 Cardin goes to pull on the eye.
No!
Hang on. I think I have an answer to that.
Old person.
Old person.
No. Bad card.
Anyway, assuming Cardin is actually not going to do this. I didn't hear a yes, so. You guys pass through
I
the.
guess. I guess.
Do you want to? You certainly can try.
No, I'm not going to touch it.
Okay.
I'm going to. Arden is going to resist.
Make a wisdom saving. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
A wisdom
no,
save
okay.
against your wisdom
No,
save.
Honestly, I better. Yeah, it makes sense. I get
So-
advantage.
Wait. Hold on. Are you doing this against impulse?
Yeah.
You do not get advantage for the impulse. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Not giving advantage for impulse saves.
Oh, thank God.
21.
For whatever reason, I was expecting a nat 1.
Yeah, no, so was I.
Okay. Without much issue, you guys get to the. There's a moment of tensity as Cardin looks at the beholder and just like, hey, no. Before you guys continue on your way up, going up the stairs and entering into Xander's laboratory / abode. And I am going to find music.
Map.
No, I don't have a map for that.
Damn.
It's all theater of the mind. Do you know how long it would take me to construct a map of Xander's abode? It would literally take me forever.
There it is. It's this room.
Where the Oh, there it is. It's literally the very last audio track on this on here, and I don't know why, because I swear I've used it before. Sure, that's the box it's in. It's inside of a mountain. Why it's square, I don't know, but it's there.
Because he's a wizard and he's able to, shape the stone to his liking.
Sure. Anyway, you guys arrive, and it is
Whatever
evening.
helps you sleep at night.
Yes.
So Xander is currently busy scribbling away at a series of notes while standing near some potions, kind of ever so slightly tweaking things here and there, while also currently eating what looks to be like some sort of sandwich, and then scribbling on a note. What do you guys do?
I just can't get over the thought. I don't know why.
What? Of somebody eating in D&D?
No, like the image I have in my head, he's like scribbling away at notes, looking at some potions, and then pause. He is also eating a sandwich.
Yes, and he is
Thought
doing.
I was not going to say. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say yes, and he is doing so via the mage hand cantrip, so that he's using his
Oh,
other
even
two
better.
hands, just other two hands to do work, and just.
Deanoch will clear his throat.
I was going to say, Valnar's not saying anything. He's sitting down across from him, pulling out the scroll, and just going to start working.
Okay. Back.
Yes, a little earlier, but we finished our business. We still have a little bit of work on the scroll left, but it should be done soon.
That's quite all right. I know I still. Why did I get Dwarvish all of a sudden? He's human. Like that was weird.
Xander, you might want to work on your accent. I think it's changed.
Silence.
Did you drink a funny potion while we were gone?
No. Shifty eyes. Maybe.
I could have told you that would be a bad
please-
idea.
That's quite fine. I have still some. I still have some time that I need to use to craft this orb for you anyway. It's a work in progress. He says with a kind of a smile, and
Yeah. Still got some work to do on this scroll anyway.
Perfect. So it sounds like we have some time to pass. Is I guess in the meantime, is there anything that you guys need other than the rooms you stayed in before are still as you left them? I think.
I would like to poke your brain a little bit about certain creatures found in the area.
Absolutely not, but I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Wow.
Forgive me, that's an item on my island.
You have an item that can poke people's brains?
No, that's a figure of speech.
Oh!
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised considering Enoch's line of work.
Well, that's more for mummies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
what?
guess.
You
Pu-
go through
the
the
mummies,
nose, pull it out.
of course. The mummies get poked, but the daddies don't.
Give me a second on that one.
Okay.
Ow.
So, what can I help you with?
Well,
Well-
I'll wait for Enoch to go through his thing because I've got some questions of my own.
I was wondering. We recently encountered a death knight, or at least what I believed one.
Okay.
Among other undead creatures. And as that is my specialty, I was wondering if you knew anything about them. I know they exist. I know basic concept of such things, but the how, I have no clue. I hear the clicking.
Well, yeah, I'm pulling up, Death Knight.
I imagine Xander just went up. He's like, "Hang on, let me see what Google has on this one."
No, it wouldn't be Google. It'd be
Arcana search?
yeah, it'd be like it would be like an Arcanum search or something like that.
Let's see what my Necronomicon says about this one.
Unfortunately, I don't know much about these creatures themselves. I know it's typically some very powerful necromantic magic that is required to have one of them, be animated, for lack of a better term, but unfortunately I don't know much more other than that.
Unfortunate. Well, I suppose. Would you mind if I looked in your library some more? I have a new spell to try.
Intriguing. What spell per se might you have acquired?
Less acquired, more. The final bit of it clicked for me, and I was able to weave it into existence.
Well, congratulations.
Sounds
Yes.
like my job.
And yes, the library is open to the public, he says, kind of chuckling to himself.
Thank you very much.
Carden, at this point in time, a kind of a wisp of wind and air kind of approach you from the side with a tray and it appears to have a number of different kind of sandwiches on it.
I take a sandwich and eat it.
And it wordlessly begins to move around the room to the rest of you as well.
Ah, yes.
So,
I don't even care what kind of sandwich. I'm going to eat it because I missed dinner. And I'm hungry.
surprisingly fresh. It tastes like fresh ingredients. Like the bread isn't fresh, but like the lettuce and tomato and the
This is delicious.
the thinly sliced slices of like ham all appear to be relatively fresh ingredients.
Oh. Where did you find this?
I don't want to know. I'm just going to enjoy eating it.
Do it yourself.
Nom, 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 nom.
He'll grab another one off the tray as it passes and munch on it a little bit using the mage hand again. As he tweaks the flow from a spigot, dropping into one of these potion bottles that he seems to be working on currently.
In the middle of chewing, Katya forgets her manners and says, "So, there was something that..."
Katya,
Hmm?
swallow first.
Anyway, as I was saying, there was this strange moss that we found when we were at the Temple of On. It looked like it had been purposely cultivated in a pit of sorts. And we used up a lot of it in purifying the temple, but I managed to secure a vial of it for further study. I don't suppose you'd have time to see if you could break it down, and maybe we can find a way to reproduce it.
Currently I have a lot of my energies focused elsewhere. Currently, crafting that crystal ball takes up a majority of my energy, while the rest of my remaining energies go into research, some research, I suggest I should say. And I also am currently, and he gestures to the kind of brew station behind you, am currently trying to fully analyze and break down the potion that you gave to me before.
Potion, did I leave him before?
Do you remember?
Pretty sure it was the giant
wasn't it-
strength?
I thought it was the bottle of chaos.
Ding, ding,
Right,
ding,
chaos.
ding.
Yeah.
That's it.
The bottle chaos, that's right. Well, since you're busy on so many other projects, perhaps I can make use of your lab equipment and I can take a look at it myself. After all, I am many, many, many miles away from my own lab.
Kind of blinks slowly. Do you have any experience in the alchemical nature of things?
Do I? I studied under a mad mage similar to you, back on my island. I have several years of experience working with alchemy. I've learned not to mix alchemy and magic, but I do know a thing or two about gathering regents, breaking them down into base elements, and finding ways to replicate. But there is something in this for you. This, Katya produces the vial of the replicate moss. This replicate moss, for lack of a better name, that we found, can actually be used to replace any kind of herb as a spell component. So, it's a universal herb that can be used for... The possibilities are endless, but Currently, I do not know how you would create more of it without breaking it down and studying it for myself.
Hmm.
But if I'm able to create a duplicate,
Well,
you'll have it for all of your uses.
Well, A, that sounds like a much better name. B, you could try, but I don't exactly have multiple stations. I have a few things lying around that you could potentially hobble together to make a lab, but I don't. I mean, that's up to you. If you would like to use,
Anything will help. I'm going to need maybe a couple flasks. You clearly got access to a water supply, and I can make flame myself, and I even have a mortar and pestle that we acquired from on a temple of On that should aid in breaking this down for easier.
If you're willing
study.
to give it a try, you can use that station over there. And he kind of gestures kind of across the way. And you just see what appears to be like a lengthy table, and it is piled from side to side with papers, books, a few vials here and there, some broken vials, all of them empty, none of them clean, just from side to side, and it looks like an absolute nightmare for
Wow.
any alchemist to call this a workstation.
Well, it's a good thing we've got plenty of time. We might be here for another week or so, give or take, based on what Valinar said.
I think it's about a week.
So
I
that
have
should
6 days after today.
it might take me a day or two to get it cleaned up and get started. But I could certainly make use of this. I'll even organize your papers the best I can and file them away.
What, basically be his secretary for a little bit?
If it means I can use the workstation, yes.
Sure, go for it.
Gladly. And Katya immediately shuffles over to the corner to start cleaning up.
Anyone else with questions? No?
Oh, you're too smart for me.
That's fine, I have one for you.
Pardon, anyone's too smart for you.
That's that's fine. Cardin, how are you feeling?
Healing?
Feeling, yes. Since our last visit, I know it's been a little while, but how are you doing? Any changes? Physically, mentally?
No. Oh, I think I feel a little less hardy than I used to.
Curious.
About 5 points. If you're going to give me on a scale of 1 to 10.
No, just curious. Most of you guys seem like you have been through a couple of things, but you seem mostly unperturbed by whatever this event might have been. Just curious as to why that might be.
Can I do an insight check on him?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, he did not roll well.
Nope.
Still gonna beat a natural 1, though.
Oof.
Ha! Cardin, both of us.
He will not
Yeah.
beat dirty 20s, though. He definitely is picking up. You guys would definitely be able to tell with a dirty 20 that he is picking up on the physicality of the difference between of how you guys kind of carry yourselves after the events at the temple, due to most of you being extremely exhausted during that entire event. You specifically, Denock. He is picking up on that, with Cardin being the only person, I think, to have gotten out of that experience with only suffering one level of exhaustion the entire time, I believe.
I hate to interrupt, but I felt the need to share this. I reached the milestone. We now have I have 55,555 words on Mundus.
Bruh!
My gosh.
That's nutty.
Thank you.
Um,
I just felt the need to share.
here's the question.
Yeah.
Well, this is for Rona.
Mhm.
What font and what font size are you using?
Size 12 Harrington.
Okay.
So it's about the same size as I guess Times New Roman, but it looks fancier, like it's handwritten somewhat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good to know.
Mhm. You're welcome.
For the rest of that unnatural, those two dirty 20s, there seems to be a little bit more at why he is prying or curious about the but he's not saying. Well, he currently is not saying why he is interested in that, but
Yeah. So is Cardin gonna say anything about this?
probably not. That sounds like it.
No. No. Cardin wouldn't really. It's Cardin.
Yeah, he's just gonna gloss on by and just focus on the food in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Denock also rolled the dirty 20, so is there anything Denock wants to
Yeah.
say?
I wanted to see if Cardin was gonna say anything first.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I gotta think. Because Ron the player's pretty sure we made a new BBEG with giving him Doma's blood in the potion.
Oh, I forgot you guys gave him the blood.
I kept one vial for myself. Well, I mean, he was asking Cardin some questions before we left the last time because he wanted to run some tests and learn more about Kalistars. Especially since we have the only two in the world that we know of with us.
But he doesn't know we have two.
Right. He knows Cardin is Kalistar for sure.
Correction. He is suspicious that Cardin is Kalishtar. He does not know of Valinar's Kalishtar-ness.
Valinar's a lot more careful about that.
Well, you're also not an idiot. No offense, Cardin.
That
but-
too.
So.
He was trying to run some experiments on Cardin to learn more about the physiology of how Kalistars work. So we already know that he's suspicious of it at the very least.
Mhm.
So his questions are probably related around something around that.
Potentially, but you guys also don't know completely due to you guys not picking up anything last time you were here.
Yeah, we just don't use insight very much because we're fairly trusting people.
I'm usually busy. I mean, my insight's not that great, but I'm usually off doing other things.
Well, and it's also kind of hard to feel suspicious of an individual who is genuinely trying to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Because if I was like, this is Torben's apprentice, our chat would just be filled with insight checks.
Yeah.
He says hello, and you guys are like, insight check.
I don't know this guy.
Well,
Insight.
for Deanock, it would be less insight and more.
Fireball.
Yeah.
There.
Just gonna throw that one out there.
No, I just put it in. Apparently, it's not popping up for my.
Oh, cloud kill.
What are we?
Don't know why things aren't
Ah.
scrolling very well. That's weird. Roll20 must have had an update recently that just isn't got all the bugs fixed up out of it yet. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, no, I mean I get that, but my point still stands.
Yeah.
So
What's going on?
I'm making a table.
why?
As a reference point, that's my table.
That's your table. Okay,
That's my table.
Okay.
that's a nice table.
That's a nice table.
So you guys.
You gonna make waffles on it?
Oh,
Yeah?
Deanock, what were you gonna say to? Or are you gonna say anything to Xander then?
Well,
I know
since Deanock, since Cardin is just glossing over it, and unless Xander pushes the issue, Deanock's just gonna keep an eye on it.
Okay. No worries then. As and he basically says there's room for you guys, food and water and everything. He's willing to provide as much as you guys need for as long as you guys are willing to stay. So that brings up the question of how long are you guys willing to stay or need to stay, and then once you have that number, what do you want to do during that time?
Well, I need 6 days to finish the scroll.
Did you give up on your room?
Yes. Fuck it.
Okay.
I'm just killing time over here. Y'all are, I'm doing my thing. Y'all are doing your thing. So I'm just killing time.
Yeah, you're working on on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess I would say we would stay for the 6 days for Valinar.
Okay, so let's see. That would have been.
I'm not really sure how long Xander needs to finish the ball, though. So I think he said he still had.
He didn't
He
specify.
didn't specify.
Yeah, he did not specify the amount.
Yeah, I
of
just
time.
know he said he still had to.
Yeah,
do
so
stuff. That's
he
all I
would
remember.
finish a little before you, probably just a day or two. However, that's just due to him having good knowledge of things and knowing.
By the way,
of what he's.
remind the brain dead one. What spell are you giving him?
Grind.
In exchange for a tool so you can use it. Right, okay.
Yes. Yep. And I think weren't we gonna make like another one for you, Deanock? Like you were gonna copy this one, or did we?
I think you were going.
not
I
to-
think you were going to, but the plan is to. I think the plan is to do that after, because you guys can do that at your leisure as you travel.
Okay.
And if anything, I'd probably want sending more than scrying.
Okay.
Retrying?
I think it's
Mhm.
a card.
I'm sorry.
Cardin is literally just chilling.
I was just
Okay.
saying, looks like Katya's retrying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Okay, so this is over the course of, we'll call it 6 days. Hold on, I gotta
By
get
the way, the boon of knowledge is now ready.
This is true, but I need to
On the
do
final
something
day.
first.
Oh, that was quick.
Well,
Well,
you
I
guys.
mean, it went one day, and now we're going through 6.
Mm-hmm. So I need to hold on. I need to roll a few things. Ba-doop. Don't worry, only I can see them. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Would he do?
Oh, were
would
there
he
supposed to be
do-
vials on that table,
Mm-hmm.
Gadia?
Yep.
What did you think
On
they
the
were?
far left?
Yep.
Oh, I thought they were hands flipping us off.
No. It's hard to draw with a mouse, y'all.
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay, so
Sounds like
Valinar.
y'all haven't played MS Paint for 30 years.
It's been a while.
So, during the duration of this, before you guys tell me what you're going to do, there's a couple things that he is going to do just really quickly, and I just need a couple of things from you guys. Valinar, what's your passive perception?
Oh, God. 15.
Okay. And Cardin, what is yours?
Passive perception is
Never mind.
I'll look. Where'd it go? Where did it go?
Bottom left of your sheet.
I'm not on him.
It's still on the left-hand side of
Oh,
your character
16.
sheet. Okay.
16.
Okay.
Wow, you two are the all-seeing ones.
And us is 13.
Yeah, I don't really need Astas. It's just your guys's. Wow, okay. That's not great for you guys.
Okay.
We'll do that at the very end of this week. So, the rest of this anyway. So, during the... Oh, excuse me. Actually, you know what? Right here is a pretty good place for us to take a break. And what I'm going to say during this break, think about what you guys want to do and try to accomplish during this week. And then when we come back, we'll do rolls and RP and that kind of a thing. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now that my workstation's set up.
So, guys, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back in a few minutes. We're going to just get up, stretch our water, and drink our legs. BRB.
See you in a sec.
Welcome back, everybody. No, it's not.
It doesn't get better.
And... That's also true. It's okay, Granddad. You'll be okay.
Oi.
Oi.
Well, if he's granddad, what am I? Because he's not that much older than me.
I mean,
Your
what time does your brain stop developing?
For
When
men,
I go to sleep.
For men, it's like 12.
I don't know about that.
I mean, scientifically
Somewhere mid
speaking,
20s.
Scientifically speaking, it's around the age of 23, but maturity-wise, it's around 12.
Okay, I'll buy that. That sounds about right.
Yeah. The things we talk about off stream, guys.
So, one, two. All right. What?
3, 4.
No, I was just looking. So, what do you guys want to do during this rough week that you have to accomplish things. I know Valinar is working on the
Scroll.
scroll, but you also don't have to. You will have time outside of working on that to do things. So that's going to be, your choice what you want to do. You won't have a ton of free time, but you'll still have like evenings and things like that. So while you think some more, I know Rona wants to work on this potion-like thing.
I don't want to work on any potions. That's Katya's shtick.
All right, well, Katya, let's go ahead and have you roll. I'm gonna ask for a number of rolls here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, for the time being, unless I tell you otherwise, add your proficiency bonus to the check as if you were adding your proficiency bonus, or with the proficiency bonus of your toolkit. So if you're proficient in it, if you're proficient in the skill already, great. You treat it as if you have expertise. If you don't,
okay.
If you're not proficient in it, well, congratulations, you're not proficient in it for the purpose of this check.
Okay.
So, the first one, I'm gonna have you make a nature check.
All right. +4 is 18.
Okay. And now go ahead and make a survival check.
Survival. Oof.
Oh no.
11.
Yeah? Where the bloody hell is this document I'm looking for?
Can I try a persuasion check on it to
No.
please work?
Arden comes up, hits the table.
And everything breaks. Thanks.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Okay. And for the last one, make a... I might have you do one more. We'll find out after this roll. Go ahead and make an Arcana check. This one would not have your proficiency bonus from herbalism.
Oh, good thing I'm already expertise in it.
Cool.
Oh wow, nat 20.
Yeah, for a total of 30.
Yep.
Bruh. If ever a time for a nat 20 came around.
I mean, this thing was probably magically grown anyway.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and because of that, you get to make one more check for me, and I'm gonna have it be medicine. And this one, you would have your tool proficiency.
Okay. 18.
Okay. So, you have, over the course of the week, have been able to kind of slowly break down this moss safely, for the most part. You will use the one vial that you have in terms of you can no longer use it for the purposes of what it was intended to be used for.
Yeah.
But you do now know of the plants that were used in order to effectively kind of like crossbreed and cross kind of mutate in order to formulate and grow this moss.
Okay.
You feel as though if you had to, you could replicate the process of producing this moss, but due to
So
the
I can
fact-
replicate the replicant?
I'm sorry, what?
I can replicate the replicant.
What replicant?
The replicant moss.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think.
I think Rip's brain just short-circuited.
It probably did, but
Whoa, what was that?
you don't. You could. It would be a process because you can't just create moss, and because
Yeah,
of the,
it had to be grown.
Yes.
And so it's something better saved for when we had the Lepita. So, it's in a location that we're going to be in a while. For a while.
Yes. So you would have to dedicate resources, time, etc., in order to grow this. But you do know, as a herbalist, that moss is a very rapid growing plant. It grows and spreads very, very quickly, and typically is pretty resilient. Typically. But you now know of the plants that you would need in order to reproduce or rebreed for this particular type of moss.
Sweet. And I'm going to be keeping an eye out for them in our travels here on the surface.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to attempt to accomplish during these 6-7 days?
Not exactly. When Katya is dedicated to something, she really puts her mind to it. It's like, this is my focus. I'm going to do this.
Okay.
By the way, one of those days during the week, Denoch will pass by and say, "Don't forget, I still have another bottle of moss."
Right, that's a good thing too. We can use that as the base for starting our own replicant garden. But now, in a pinch, I know what base herbs can be used to effectively grow this myself.
Okay.
And I feel it would be extremely helpful back on my island.
Just because I feel like there's not going to be much here. Cardin, anything for you or Asta?
If there's like an archery training area, Asta would probably be working on that and like sort of exploring the place.
Oh.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
As
Roll-
far as like, yeah, roll what?
I want to say perception is her higher score. Oh, shockingly, it is not. Roll investigation for her.
Okay.
For whatever reason, her investigation score is slightly higher. That'll do, donkey. I'll say at one point in time during her bored wandering through the abode of Xander, she comes across a wall that looks like a massive like police kind of clue board where there are documents and strings and not necessarily photos but like crude drawings just kind of pinned and like stabbed into the wall with an assortment of different objects. all kind of focusing around the specific topic of Martinus.
Oh,
Martinus.
Okay.
the guy what pulled our fat from the fryer.
And the guy that you told him about. Oh, ow!
We heard that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was both of my elbows and my left shoulder.
Dude, are you okay?
Yeah.
Welcome to getting old.
Eh. Arthritis runs in my family. I'll be all right.
Thing though.
Yeah, same here.
So, Asta would come across this just due to her meanders of wandering.
What does she find about Maxim? Just the posters?
It's a giant wall just filled with information, lots of question marks. If she wants to take a closer look at it, she certainly could. But
She'd
just
probably find she'd probably find the rest of the party to tell them about it.
okay.
Just because it would have been of interest to her and everybody else.
Yeah, so one of these days in the evening, Asta informs all of you that she has found a weird wall revolving around the individual known only as Martinus.
Hmm.
Well, not only as for you guys, but to Xander.
Well,
Oh.
Yeah, the guy who like zapped us from.
Yes, we know who he is. Should we keep an eye on that? Maybe throw him a bone in a wrong direction?
You mean a false
Hopefully-
lead? Yes, that would be good. I don't know Xander's overall intent, but there are just some things that he probably doesn't need to know.
Was there anything hinting at what he wanted to contact Martinus, or what's his end goal?
From the quick observations that Asta would have been able to make in her discovery, there wouldn't have been anything that stood out to her as a end goal.
Should we just keep an eye on this?
I would say we should keep our eye on it.
What's up, Valna?
Hmm?
Oh, just making a sound of agreement.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you're good.
Well,
I'm listening. I'm just typing a note to myself. Sorry.
Xander is observing us and typing again.
Subject
Sure,
Subject
what does-
1.3 seems to have taken a notice in a random room and is now inquiring what the group about.
Now might be a good time to ask the Google if it knows anything about Martinus.
Google? Why would Google know anything about Martinus?
I don't know. Why don't you Google it?
No. Okay.
I have a feeling we're gonna have to fight Xander at some point. But he'll be doped up on angel blood.
real Luigi.
Take out the Sleepy King. All right, perfect. Now I can take my place as the rightful Sleeping King, the king of all gods.
But if you're the sleeping king, shouldn't you be asleep?
No, I was sleeping, lying in wait for you to unleash my true power.
Quit giving the DM ideas.
Can't help it. I'm full of bad ideas.
There's no such thing as a bad idea. Just good ideas and god-awful terrible ideas.
Just like there's no such thing as stupid questions, just stupid people. I can't remember which of my commanding officers used to say that a lot in the military.
Anything else?
Unless anyone else says it, pipes up, I'd like to do.
Yeah, well, you were next. What are you doing?
Yep, and
What was that, Cardin? For blind?
Oh. Cardin would have just, like...
It was just shh.
No, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. Do not. I'm still trying to think what part I'll do.
All right.
What is there for Cardin to do?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
That's what Carter's been trying to figure out this whole time. What should I do over the course of this week?
I'm trying to search deep within my... Well, Cardin.
You have a pet dog, FYI. Anyway, D-Knock.
Yes, Denock would like to search the library. He does have a kind of goal in mind, question mark.
Okay.
He wants to make sure Squirrel is better protected. Instead of just...
Yes, squirrel.
Okay. Is this something that you're wanting to speak to Xander about, or is this something that you just want to look and see if there's anything that you can find?
Oh, yeah, I think talking to Xander about looking for, specific spells would work better.
Okay.
He makes little tiny squirrel armor.
Actually, I'm thinking about making Squirrel my familiar.
Oh.
So you're looking for the spell Find Familiar. Not sure if I have that one in my library. I don't typically make use of a familiar. Not to say that I've never utilized this spell before, but... I mean, you're welcome to take a gander and see what you can find. It would be most likely in, the section of the library based around the ideas of summoning.
All right, I'll take a look there.
Okay. Go ahead and, I guess, make an investigation check for me. Should get back.
Ew.
Oh, don't worry. You rolled okay. You rolled okay.
I know, but for a +5, that's still...
Ew.
Yeah, I probably should have clarified the fact that
oh, I got advantage. Okay.
yeah, because of the way that he spoke of of where it was. He was kind of guiding you to where it should be anyway, at least to the best of his knowledge, which in my opinion counts as the help action mostly. So an 11 is adequate, and I say it's adequate because he doesn't have that particular spell scroll. He has a lot of books and information on that particular category of magic. Most of the books are hypothetical magics.
My
There-
favorite kind.
There's a couple personal entries, I guess would be short journals on the original way that, or a original way that the demons invaded the material plane, and that was through a summoning that had gone wrong. It is a theory of his.
Sorry, just it's the other campaign.
Yeah, and so not gonna lie, I honestly just put that together as I said that. So
I know he's doing
'cause
this to troll me. He is doing this to activate my brain.
that was literally unintentional.
Kickstart.
But he there's that. There's also one of the other entry, or personal entry, would be of like could you summon demons under your control? Is that possible? And basically
Should have let
result.
the necromantress finish her summoning ritual. We would have known.
Basically at the end of that entry, his conclusions were no, at least with current information that was provided, or current information accessible, I guess I should say. And then there he has plenty of documentations about the spell Find Familiar. It was a spell that he had used in the past. He makes note of that, years and years ago, from the best of your knowledge. It tends to have a typically somewhere between typically has a form of like celestial fae, beast, or fiend. He in this particular documentation, he kind of stresses the importance of staying away from a fiend, so for obvious reasons.
Nah.
But does highly recommend the other three just due to their different uses. Like I said, no spell scroll, but does give you a general idea of how the spell works, and what you could potentially do with that.
I can try and reverse engineer it.
Basically, yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Find undead familiar.
Potentially.
Uh-oh.
Due to your studies and your proficiency in the undead, I would probably allow it. Depending on of course what it is you're trying to make your familiar.
Well, right now it's an already undead thing.
Right. It's
So
part
that
of
would
your...
probably be the easiest.
Probably. Like I said, I would probably allow it.
But can I make a full-on, like, zombie a familiar? That's an interesting idea to try.
I don't believe so, but I will look into it.
I mean, no matter what, D-Knock is going to try it.
Mm-hmm.
You could certainly try.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, while he's trying to reverse engineer that idea, he's also going to try and look for a second spell.
Okay, what
A
spell
third
might
level.
that be?
Tiny hut. Liamon's tiny hut.
How tiny are we talking?
Well, 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome with you.
That ain't tiny. Jeez. That's pretty big.
I did. That's interesting. Not sure why that worked that way. Off the top of your head, do you know what school of magic
Evocation.
location? Okay.
Yeah, no, I have it right in front of me, so.
No, you're good. I didn't. Evocation. Okay. Check something else's map.
Basically, I want to make us as safe as possible during the night.
Especially during the rain.
Yeah, basically.
Eh, okay. So, go ahead. Yeah, because this would be a different area. It's not technically summoning. So go ahead and roll another investigation check for me, please.
Will this one be straight?
This one would be straight, yes.
Please, 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 please.
Oh no!
Question.
Inspiration?
Do we have floating inspiration?
You
We
should.
have two.
I think so.
Where is that at?
You guys have 2.
We have 2.
It's
Does
under.
anyone mind if I...
It's
Do
under.
it.
Yeah, it's under handouts, and the document is just labeled rerolls. Everybody has access to it. Everybody can edit it. As you are currently re-rolling, I will go ahead and edit it. And it is 1.
I mean, this stands to benefit us all, so
Crap.
that is better.
Mhm.
Not one.
I
at
know,
least.
but it's still 11.
But with an 11, you don't find any spell scrolls of this particular spell, of course, just kind of due to the low roll. But you do find information on barriers and barrier-like protection stuff. Creating barriers as a means of staying dry. Barriers as a means of creating walls of force in a sense, and you do a lot of you get a lot of ideas, and one of the ideas that you kind of pull from is the idea of the scroll of the spell itself, as it kind of talks about how like it's a very useful low level spell for travel with a few companions, as long as your number doesn't have a ton of individuals within it. The dome of Lehman's tiny hut is a very safe, comfortable kind of place to rest. At least for the 8 hours that it lasts, typically. So once again, a spell that
You wake up because the dome disappears.
You can.
Ow.
You can kind of reverse engineer the spell. Again, well, like I said.
So going to Xander, I do tell him that I am willing to trade my new spell for these 2. Though I do tell him it only works for necromantic purpose.
Which spell are you referring to? Sorry.
Bloster? Oh, bolster.
Oh.
Thank you for seeing that. I totally did not see that until you...
Yeah, if for whatever reason it's not auto scrolling sometimes.
If the weapon already has a +1 or greater bonus. Well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. Let me see if he still has these scrolls or these spells. I'll be damned. He kind of thinks about it for a little while, and he kind of goes, I think that is an adequate trade. Do you have the proper parchment and inks for this, transcription?
Unfortunately, no.
Hmm.
At least we have parchment, no ink.
I think
So
we
you-
had some of the materials to create it. Let me see
Yeah,
here.
we've got the ingredients and recipe for magic ink. We don't have the actual ink itself.
Yeah, we have the flour to make magic ink, but it's only enough for a first level spell. This is a 4th level spell.
Well, he has one first level and one third level that he's choosing from, so.
Fair.
Tell you what, I will be willing to part with some of my own for, let's say, regular market price, just so that I can replace my own using my own resources and things like that. I assume you travel with using money, yeah?
Yes, actually. I'm quite surprised. No one, even in the last town we were in, used money.
Yeah,
It is-
money is a rare thing to be needed here, and honestly, a lot of times I just use. I have to use the gold as a raw conduit of sorts. It's not the most effective way of creating ingredients, but sometimes it's easier than finding the ingredients. Again, it takes some practice and a long time to perfect, and even occasionally I still get it wrong. But the money is useful in some cases. Let's see. I believe. What do we know for scribing spells? I gotta pull up wizard for that. Where's copying spell data screw? 2 hours, 50 gold pieces per level. So, are you wanting to get the first level paper and ink for the first level as well, or do you want to wait and have that produced yourself?
If I could trade or buy enough for him to teach me both spells and I'll teach him mine.
Okay. It would be. He has quite a bit of it, and due to the fact that you're kind of purchasing it, he will be able to replace it eventually, you suspect. But it would be 150. It'd be 200 gold pieces total for the first and the third.
First, I'd make sure with the party if we're okay with me pulling it out of the party fund.
The party fund that we can't even use.
We have a party fund?
We have money?
Yes, I have access to it because it's in my bag of holding. But I'm making sure to ask you guys because it is the party fund.
Sure.
Anything that's going to benefit us, yes.
Carden, Alsta, any objections? Damn.
Is that a cat?
No.
That was Cardin's Asta voice.
We are fine with this.
Okay.
Okay.
So. Okay. Basically, we'll say this is something you do earlier in the week. So if you we'll say, because you're transcribing the spell, in his ability, and with his ability to. Oh wait, hold on, because it would take him some time to create the spell scroll, but. Ah. And he's pretty good, so he would actually be able to. Yeah. Yeah, we'll say by the end of the week he has completed both scrolls for you. And then it would just take you 2, 4, 6, 8 hours, so a day to enter those into your
Spellbook.
Yeah, thank you. My brain just fucking stopped.
It's the thing that you put your spells in, you know.
Yeah, the holder of spells, like a binder, but not.
It's more like a
So
chapter keeper.
I get Find Familiar and
Leomund's Tiny Hut. It might only be in, if you're looking in Roll20, it
Yeah.
might be in as only Tiny Hut.
yeah, it is.
Tiny Hut.
Well, that was the original name of it, was just Tiny Hut.
There's
Leomund's
just
part didn't come until later.
It's not even tiny though.
Compared to some of the magical
Oh, maybe on the outside it's tiny.
No, compared to some of the magical building spells, it is small. There are others that. What is it? I can cover all of Laputa with Private Sanctum. Compared to that, Tiny Hut is actually tiny.
And Tiny Hut is a 10-foot radius, so it's not very big comparatively, considering the Private Sanctum is like 100 square feet or something like that, I think. And then there's a high-level spell, Mordecai's Mansion, I believe, which is 100 cubic feet. So it is a 100-foot cube in all directions that you can alter and change just by thinking it.
Mm-hmm. There's also Gelder's Tower.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was thinking about.
That one's pretty cool too. Yeah,
I was really thinking about that one, but
Wizards are all like, I really need a place to live. How about I just use magic and make one? If only we could do that in real life.
I can't remember his power.
I really don't like that all of these spells have that caveat of you can create a permanent tower by doing this every day for a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really long time. It's like I had to recreate my house every single day.
Well, there is some caveats to that isn't necessarily detailed, but I technically would allow. And I think you guys have had this brainstorm idea before, but we'll get into that more later.
I'm just complaining about it.
Yeah, honestly, if Gelder's Tower was a faster casting time, like similar to that of Leomund's Tiny Hut, because Leomund's is a minute.
It's 10?
It's 10 minutes. Gelder's Tower is. I would have taken... Huh?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. I would play a sorcerer and taking Gelder's Tower with the intention of weaponizing Gelder's Tower by quickening spell to make it an action. rather
Oh my
or
God.
whatever from 1 minute down to an action.
Jeez.
So that I could literally throw a building at people.
But can we actually learn that spell?
No.
Yeah, see, there you go.
It's a wizard only spell, but
There you go.
it would have
But-
been worth it.
A wizard with metamagic adept.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that's how I would have done it.
You take bludgeoning damage equal to fuck.
But yeah, so I'll also teach him the necrotic pulse.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Nice thing on tower. God.
Okay, so
Try that again, blind.
Cardin, while they're doing all this, is literally just going to be playing with Rock for 6 days. And training him, getting used to it. It took me a while, but...
Yeah, is there
I
anything
got there.
is there anything you're attempting to teach him?
Sit, stay, paw.
Don't eat that.
Yeah, basic commands, like, get that, or,
Okay.
sit, stay, I'm doing, like, basic training with him.
Okay.
Basic
Go
turn.
ahead and roll a animal handling for me.
Okay. Animal handling.
Manimal him, am I?
Animal.
Oh no.
9.
Lucky
9
sevens.
or 9?
Oh no.
Take your pick of 9 or 9.
Alright. It is slow going with him. He does pick up on it a little bit more when you start like rewarding him with treats and stuff like that. But due to the fact that you have to resort to basically rewarding him with treats rather than just with praise, the number of rations he consumes per day has increased by 1.
Heh.
So make note of
just
that.
for today or permanently?
That's a permanent. Per day, he now consumes 6 rations instead of 5.
Fuck.
He's a growing thing. Like, he's going to eat a lot when he's fully grown. So just bear that in mind.
That's true.
Okay. Am I missing anybody? Valinar, did you want to do anything? I don't think we quite covered you.
Valinar's not really going to do anything aside from try to de-stress from working on the thing, so just like training or meditating.
Okay. Great. Then I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add to your stress.
Yay!
As I tell you what those rolls were for, like from an hour and a half ago or whatever it was. No, just Valinar and Cardin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
You don't know why, but one of these days, probably towards the very end of the week, Cardin and Valinar, you both feel much more tired than normal, and it's not like it's kind of like you had a really bad night's sleep. Cardin, you take a maximum HP reduction of 8.
Ooh.
And this is permanent. Just keep in mind for both of you guys. And Valinar, you take a reduction of 10.
Oh no.
Okay.
I rolled extremely well this time around.
Okay, how do
So I'm back to the HP I had before the level up.
Lols.
I think I'm at less now.
There's reasons for all of this, but
I'm sure.
And I'm
I mean,
going to,
it can't
and
just be
I'm-
nothing.
I'm going to say for this last day, as you guys are preparing everything, I'm gonna have everyone roll, I guess, insight or perception with advantage of your choice. He's gonna
Light
do
or perception.
He is going
22.
To, he's gonna do his
Inside
Neither
or
best
work
to
for me,
hide.
so
Ooh,
He said
he rolled
advantage?
really well. Yes.
Bloop bloop.
oh hey, 19.
I'll take 7.
You said perception or insight.
Yeah, whichever one.
I'll go ahead and perception then.
Okay.
22.
Okay, go ahead and roll for Asta as well.
Do 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 do. Hers will be. Go ahead and do insight to see if we get something else. 12. Well,
17.
advantage to 17.
Okay. So, Valinar, Deanoch, and Cardin, you three pick up on this.
Oh.
You needed 19 because he actually rolled really well on his performance. He does not have a good performance, but he rolled very well. Xander looks younger. Like, quite a bit younger
Oh no!
than when you guys met him, or when you guys saw him at the beginning of this week. He is definitely trying to hide that fact, but you guys are seeing through the guise.
Great.
Rolling medicine to see if I can see the why. Or like just visible effect. Rom the player
Mhm.
has an idea?
I'm going to say that with a 17, you don't know why this would or could occur.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Mhm.
Does Valinar feel older?
No. You
Okay.
you just feel weaker.
Okay.
Big sauce.
Hmm.
What's so funny, Deanoch?
Not Deanoch laugh.
Oh,
That'd be Romulus the player laughing.
oh no.
Yeah. It's clicked.
Did it?
Uh-huh.
Neat. I doubt it, but neat.
Ooh.
So, as the final day kind of approaches, he kind of goes, "Well, I got your crystal ball here, and it looks to be in working order. Do you wish to test it before we fully make this exchange?" He says as he kind of sets it on a table in front of you guys.
Yeah. I was gonna recommend that anyway.
Okay. So you're gonna burn a 5th level spell and
I think it's
cast.
5th level.
I believe it's
Yes.
5th. And
Scry.
cast scrying. Neat. Who are you gonna scry on?
First person that comes to mind he wants to see the state on is Nadon.
Okay.
Oh.
Rhyme did not mean to do that.
Interesting. Hold on, I gotta roll something to find out. Oh shit!
Oh god. Find out if he's alive or dead.
No, actually, I needed to roll to see if the room was warded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought it was.
I think he's talking about the room that I'm going in.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. So okay. What is the save? Actually, can you just click the
hang
spell
on.
for me? Like,
Yep. Let me find it real quick.
yeah, throw it up in the description and everything so that I can figure out
So
how
that
much.
players can see it. Or,
Yeah.
What? Okay. Sure. Let's.
If, you'll want to click display.
Got it.
I gotta scroll.
Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure that's wise?
-5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he has a -5 to the save due to having him being somebody you know well.
Yeah. Now here's a question, because I still have the holy symbol he gave me. Would that count as a possession, or was that technically mine now?
Oh.
Because the holy symbol he had gifted to me at the
Okay,
beginning.
listen. First off, yes, he is a cleric, but if we apply that bonus as well, he rolled a 0. So
Oh, okay.
Nice.
he fails regardless. I rolled a 9 on the die, guys. But technically speaking, I would say yeah. I mean, well, let me ask you this, Valinar.
Well-
As Valinar, does he see it as his amulet, or does he see it as Nadon's amulet?
He'd probably see it as his now,
Okay, then I would say
since it was
no.
straight given to him. Okay.
Yeah. So, but that is still, he rolled a 9 on the die, 4, plus, I don't know, let's ballpark it at 6, is a 10, which still means he fails. Because I'm pretty sure your spell save DC is much higher than that. Yeah, 18.
Yeah, it's 18, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, as your vision kind of almost is pulled into this crystal ball that is currently now kind of foggy, your vision is kind of pulled into this orb, and much like the orb, it is limited to a small circular area, and it rockets into the sky before arriving at a scene somewhat familiar to you. The kind of large cathedral-like buildings and cityscape that you're familiar with from your homeland, as it rapidly moves forward to one of the main domiciles of the church, and rapidly moves within and down underneath the main areas of the cathedral as you arrive into a small, kind of dark room where you see. Let's see if it's appropriate.
Ah!
No, it is not. How's this one? No, a little too much.
A little bit.
I think this one works actually, probably. Not great, but it'll work.
I should think of Oblivion.
And you kind of enter this kind of small, kind of dark, lit by like just a couple of candles on a desk, kind of behind where this, and behind on the kind of the back far wall, where in the center there's a chair of some sorts, and to it you see bound, tied, gagged, a beaten and bloodied. You can see in here. Excuse me. Okay, so you don't have smell. A beaten and bloodied, kind of parts of the body swollen, areas of the skin that appear to have scars, scars that he didn't have before. From what you're not quite sure. But this man appears to be Nadon. Hair much longer than you remember the last time you saw him. Probably pretty close to the same clothes that you remember him being in. The last time you saw him, much thinner, and currently appears to be sleeping, but with haggard breaths, almost as if he's in pain to breathe.
So, okay, so here's a weird question for you.
Uh-huh.
So I know I'm not physically in that room, but am I like, quote unquote, in that room, or am I looking through the thing, if that makes any sense?
Your perception is inside of the room.
Okay, just my perception.
Yeah,
okay.
To everybody else, it appears as though Valinar is staring into a misty kind of crystal ball.
Huh. Fancy.
Okay.
I don't think it works then.
So they can't see anything?
They cannot, no.
Okay.
At least that's the way I'm interpreting the spell, so.
Okay. And that's fine. I just wanted to clarify before I
Mhm.
did anything else. I want to take a look around this room he's in. Like, is he the only one in the room?
Yes, he is the only one in this room. It is a very small room. Like, it's probably a ballpark.
A cell?
Like, I mean, it would be sort of like a cell. It's
Like
probably
the room I was kept in back when I was.
Probably. It might have been a little bit. It might be a little bit smaller. It's probably closer to like an 8x6 room, and it's taken up largely by like the desk at the back and like the chair kind of in the middle, and then like on the sides you can see other like things. Like there's a bucket and a
Okay.
there would be a pair like a shovel as well as like a grate somewhere near the chair of the room.
Okay, is it possible for me to look at what's on the desk, like if there's books or paper or anything?
I would say you could see the desk and kind of you could look at it. There doesn't appear to be any kind of paper or books from this angle, other than the two kind of candles slowly kind of burning on either side of the desk. The only thing kind of that you can see on the desk are tools, a variety of different kind of tools. You see like a hammer, you see a dagger, you see like blacksmith tongs. Most of them appear to be covered in blood.
Yep, that figures. Okay.
And we'll say the dagger specifically appears to have like kind of fresh blood, whereas the other instruments kind of have like kind of that darker hardened dried blood. The dagger seems to have slowly coagulating fresh blood.
Just a quick glance around the room. Is there anything that strikes me as odd in the room, if that makes any sense? Like,
I mean,
something that feels out of place? aside from the bloody tools.
I mean,
Aside from everything,
yeah, I was gonna say,
Yes.
given your religion and the religion of the temple, all of it.
Okay. Fantastic.
So, I mean, it's not exactly in your religion to, burn the heretics or, torture the people
Yeah.
who. So, yeah, it all seems a little strange to you. So it all seems a little out of place. So unfortunately, there isn't anything specific that stands out to you.
Okay. So, when looking around, is there anything I noticed that would connect, like the room with like another deity or the Sleeping King or anything like that?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Perception.
17.
What is it? 17.
There does not appear to be any other kind of iconography.
Okay. Well, at this point, Valinor feels like he's learned everything he can from looking at this room, and he's just gonna back out, go and end the spell.
You do so, and the kind of 1,000-yard stare that Valinor has had kind of returns back to himself within the lab, quote unquote lab.
Lab,
Valinor.
room, whatever we're in.
Yep.
Valnar, are you alright?
Yeah, that was. Maybe I should have chosen someone else first, because now I just feel disturbed.
I mean, I was kind of shocked that you went with him first.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
He's. Nadon is somehow still alive.
Means he's
At this
rescuable.
point.
this also means that your orb is in working order.
Yeah.
Great. Now I just have to do that one more time.
What?
What?
Insight?
Yeah.
He made it. He's learning the spell himself, so he's got to make one for himself.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Fair. And I rolled
thought
a
you
good
were
insight
saying
too.
now
Yeah,
just to do it one more time.
Kadia, you put it together. He's talking about needing to make an orb for himself.
Right, okay.
Although now all of a sudden I'm hearing one baby one more time. I'm just like, no, brain, stop.
Oops, I
Well-
did it again.
Now,
Play
do I
with
want to
your
be
heart.
stupid?
Oh? I mean,
I-
being stupid brings us a lot of fun in this campaign.
I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna cast Scrying again, except I'm going to cast it on Palama.
I knew it.
Okay. I wouldn't. Would you say that you know her well? Because I can't remember if you ever studied directly under her or anything
I don't.
like that.
I never studied directly under her. She was more of like the best equivalent I can think of is like the principal of a school almost.
Gotcha. So you firsthand, which basically is no modifier, is what I'm
Or the
gonna
warden
say
of
for
a
this.
prison.
That too.
Also, before we get too far into this, it is 12:05, and I know Vert, you did say
Yeah,
you've got.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Do
wanna-
we want to continue, or do we want to save this vision for next time?
Might be a good vision to save for next time.
Well,
or
that's-
a good
I-
ending note for this one.
It could
Or-
also be
yeah.
very, very quick depending on what I roll for her.
Okay.
Because if she rolls well, she cannot be scryed upon.
Oh, there you go.
So let's do the roll and let's see what comes of it. Because she's got to beat an 18, so that is probably not gonna be it. I'm being completely honest. Yeah, I'm gonna say she fails just because that was that's a 6 on the die.
Yeah.
However, I want to roll a couple of other things real quick.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right.
She's actually in bed pleasuring someone.
No, I actually have a really good.
That's even more disturbing.
I have a really good kind of
Somehow
thing for
more
this, and a really
disturbing
way
than
to
seen.
and end all of this as well. Where did that go? So,
Ah.
quieter, a little bit more appropriate. As you once again see the familiar rush of passing through the sky in this town, and you eventually go back towards the same cathedral, but this time you go into not a unfamiliar office, but a one that you never spent a lot of time in, and there you see the familiar image of Palama. I don't believe you had a description for her, so
I imagine some blonde woman with a ponytail.
Sort of. I was actually gonna say this kind of like black hair, kind of pulled tight into a ponytail that runs back. This kind of middle-aged yet youngish figure of a woman, currently scribbling away at paperwork, furiously writing. After. I would say, but when you arrived, you just caught the glimpse of a door slamming. Unsure of why or whom, but her brow furrowed and kind of angrily writing across on this paper with with the quill. And as you kind of are looking around, you're trying to look a little bit and try and make out some of the words on the paperwork, and you catch one word, or name rather. Catch Valinar.
I did not catch that.
Huh? You did catch it.
No, I mean like player beat. You didn't catch it. My audio glitched.
Uh-oh. So, you appear, the door slams, you're not sure why, but she is angrily writing on a paper with her quill and ink, and you catch the words, the name Valinar, before the quill suddenly stops. You watch as Palama, this kind of dark-haired, pulled back into a tight ponytail woman, middle-aged yet still kind of young figure, kind of stops her writing very abruptly and kind of looks up and looks around for just a moment before what feels like locks eyes with you within this sensor, and she kind of smiles and goes, "Hello, Valinar."
Oh.
Well,
And that's where we're gonna end the session for the night.
Yes!
Oh shit.
Oh,
Valor just goes, well, fuck.
She rolled pretty low on her saving throw, but she did not roll low on her perception. And yeah, she's got other fancy things, but
Oh shit.
yeah, and unfortunately for you, she also knows the kind of
She's like, oh good, now I can track you.
yeah. She also knows the abilities that a cleric should or can get of her particular faith. So that is where we'll be picking it up next time. Which, by the way, everybody, since y'all still here, I appreciate y'all. Next week, we will not be in the world of Mundus, but we do have something planned. We will be back with Mundus on the 23rd, as far as I'm aware. But next week, we are actually going to be participating in a series of one-shots ran by our own very invested individual, Romulus.
Yep.
Yep, he's going
I
to be-
am super excited.
Yeah, we all. I think a lot of us are. He is
Let's
running.
do it.
Yep, he is running a kind of a. We're not sure exactly how many one-off or revolver one-shots that we'll be running. We're looking, I think, at the moment between 2 and 3. And he will be doing.
Depends on how long the fights take.
Yeah, because some of them might go very quickly, others might take longer.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It could very possibly only take one session if you guys nuke the playing field.
I'm just gonna have to remember what creature I chose.
We'll
Yeah,
cover
that's the
that
thing.
next week. We'll cover that next week. I want people to be surprised. I want them
Yeah.
to tune in. But he will run this in our off weeks, because right now we're trying to stick with an every other week currently for the world of Mundus, just so that players have breaks and don't get too burnt out. Which is, it's fine, but at the same time, it's like, I want to play more. But
Yeah.
schedules are hard, guys. It's rough.
The greatest enemy in all of D&D, scheduling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real world time. So
CR40.
right?
You're underestimating. I think it's at least CR80.
See you later.
CR100. There we go.
Yeah, and I'm excited
It's an
because
abomination.
this has the chance and the opportunity to these one-offs here kind of have the chance and opportunity to turn into an actual campaign, which will be awesome. Which would be awesome.
The idea is for these initial ones to be the prologue to a
There you
full
go.
campaign.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so once this quote unquote prologue is completed, Rom will be taking some time to consider how our actions affect the new current world before we dive into one of his own campaign, one of his campaign of his, and we'll be brainstorming how those things work and kind of take place over probably the next couple of weeks to months, because we're not sure of a timeline yet, but we will make sure to keep you guys posted, as well as I'll make sure to tweet out about updates and things like that as they come in. Yeah, I have nothing else for this evening, guys, but I really hope everybody had a good night. I know I did.
I just want to know how fucked I am, okay?
Oh, we'll
I'm
find out next
very-
time.
Next time on D&D.
Take care, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next time. Good
Don't
night.
forget to drink water.
Bye bye, y'all.
Night.